Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today, as you have probably noticed, the background is different, and it's just because I am visiting family, and I will go back to the normal background as soon as I am home. Also, I just wanted to apologize for any noise that you can hear in the background, as there are 4 other people in this house as well as 4 dogs, and there's an extremely bad storm going on outside. And this is actually the 4th or 5th time that I have tried to film this video, so I really hope it works this time. But with that all out of the way, let's jump right into this video. If you're really into strange disappearances or just things that don't add up, then you've probably heard of this case before, and this is the strange disappearance of Kenny Veach. Kenny Veach was 47 years old and was an extremely experienced hiker. He loved hiking and being outdoors and all of that kind of stuff, and he even made some YouTube videos. And I will link his YouTube channel down below if you want to go check out some of his videos when you are done watching this one. But he didn't make that many and was more well known for frequently commenting on other YouTubers' videos. In June of 2014, Kenny actually left a comment on a video entitled "Son of an Area 51 Technician," and this comment got a lot of attention. In this comment, Kenny said that while he was hiking in the Nevada desert near the Niles Air Force Base, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, he came across a cave that in his opinion was shaped perfectly like a capital M. And as he got closer to this cave, his body began to vibrate, and the closer that he got, the more violently his body would vibrate. And he also said that while coming near this cave, he was taken over by an extreme feeling of fear. And despite always going in every cave that he'd come across, he was so terrified by this one that he just decided to go home and end his hike for the day. This comment led to a 4-month conversation between Kenny and other YouTubers. Some YouTubers egged him on to go and relocate this cave, and others called his bluff and said that he was either lying or extremely exaggerating his story. In October, Kenny returned to the Nevada desert to try and relocate this cave, and he'd even made a vlog about it. And he'd uploaded this vlog to YouTube and had said at the end of the video that he would keep trying to find this cave until he was able to locate it and prove to everybody that his story was true.
And I'm looking for a cave that I found, and I didn't have a sidearm when I was here before, and something about that cave just spooked me. Out of all the caves I've ever gone in, this one just made my body vibrate. The closer I got to it, the crazier my body felt, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to go in there right now, but I'm coming back someday. And I talked to some people on YouTube, and I told them, hey, I'm coming out here, you know, because they kind of called my hand on it. So I don't know if there's going to be anything to it, but it might be interesting. If I can find it, I got to relocate it, and this is a big mountain range I'm in, and I'm on foot. You know, my truck's way out there. There's no roads, there's no trails. It's a pretty rough terrain. So hopefully I'll find it. It's shaped like a big M. It's a big cave that looks just like a gigantic M. And it's about as tall as I am and kind of narrow, and it's stuck on the side of a mountain, so I hope I can find it again. And if I do, I'm going in there. I'm going to put on my light and take my gun out and walk in there, see if I find anything. We'll see. I'm going to take the camera and show you how deep this hole is and kind of show you around real quick. So here we go.
And on the comments on this video were mostly people encouraging him to go and relocate the cave and try again. But one of the comments on this video really stood out. I'm just going to be looking down here for a second as I want to get this information exact to you guys. The comment was left on the video by a person by the name of Lemon Killmeister. And the comment said, "No, do not go back in there. If you see the cave entrance, do not go in. If you do, you will not be able to get out." And Kenny responded back to this comment by saying, "What makes you say that?" But this person never responded. On November 10th, 2014, Kenny returned back to the area to try and relocate the cave. But unfortunately, that would be the last time that he was ever seen. On November 14th, 2014, Kenny's girlfriend reported him missing. After about a week, police began to search the area where Kenny said that he would be hiking to try and track him down. There was huge search parties and helicopters looking for Kenny. Eventually, they found Kenny's cell phone sitting on a rock near a mine shaft, and originally people had thought that Kenny may have fallen into the mine shaft and was unable to get out, or died from the impact of falling. But after police sent down a camera and looked for a body down there and found nothing, this theory was ruled out. On December 10th, 2014 is when Kenny's girlfriend left a comment on one of his videos letting his followers and subscribers know that Kenny had gone out for a 3rd time to try and track down this cave and unfortunately never returned home, and that he was now considered a missing person. Obviously, due to the strangeness that surrounds Kenny's missing persons case, a lot of people online thought that this was an elaborate hoax. but it isn't, and unfortunately Kenny is a very real person missing in the desert. And a lot of the people who had actually talked to Kenny online had gone out into the Nevada desert to try and search for him, but unfortunately nothing besides his cell phone was ever found. Some people believe that Kenny had died from natural causes. They say that he was an overconfident hiker and was extremely confident in his skills, so he never took a navigation system with him. So it is very possible that he went out into the wilderness and got lost and couldn't find his way back. Although the area in which Kenny was hiking in at that particular time was said to be very specific, so you'd think that if that did happen, they'd be able to find his body or at least track down something of his. Another theory is that Kenny was possibly attacked by a mountain lion. Although he did have his gun on him, and you'd think that if this was the case, there would be some kind of evidence, although like I said before, this is a very possible theory. Some people believe that on Kenny's hike that day, he may have saw something that he shouldn't have, whether that be inside the cave or just on his hike, and then somebody decided to silence him. And that would be a very good reason as to why nothing of Kenny's has ever been found, and it could also be why the cell phone was left at a mine shaft. Maybe somebody was trying to lead investigators off their trail. Other people believe that Kenny Veach may have faked his own disappearance. At the time of Kenny's disappearance, he was said to be having a lot of money troubles due to the fact that he had quit his job of 17 years to start his own business. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this business was, but it is said that it wasn't really working out the way that he'd planned. And he was having such bad money troubles that he was actually trying to sell his house with him in it. And he had actually made a YouTube video about that, which you can find on his channel. Now, these next theories are a little bit out there, but still very possible, or I wouldn't be including them in this video, so bear with me through these. As many of you probably already know, the Nevada desert is said to have a lot of US bases in it, such as Area 51. And some people online have speculated that they think that this capital M-shaped cave was possibly the entrance to one of those bases. It is believed that the unbearable fear that Kenny was feeling when he'd come across this M-shaped cave was what is known as access denied syndrome. The US military has actually tested devices that usually use heat to change human emotion, and they use this to deter people from doing things that the military doesn't want us to do. But in this case, it could have been using sound frequencies to induce fear into trespassers. My only problem with this is if he was overtaken by such an unbearable feeling of fear the first time, wouldn't that just happen again? But I can also see it being a problem with him filming. Maybe they needed to silence him so he wouldn't share that information with the world. Theory number 6 involves paranormal involvement, as aliens are no stranger to the Nevada desert. Before Kenny had gone missing, a former airman by the name of Charles James Hall had actually written a book about his work. And in this book, he wrote about an encounter that he had with an alien that he referred to as the Tall Whites. These alien species had told Charles that they had an agreement with the US government and had their own bases all over the Nevada desert. And he had actually mentioned the specific area where Kenny was last known to have been hiking. And this last theory is the saddest one. And that is that Kenny didn't go out to the desert to find the M-shaped cave, but he actually went out there to take his own life. Another YouTube user had actually asked Kenny's girlfriend in a comment what she had thought had happened to Kenny. And she had said that she thought he had taken his own life as he was getting increasingly depressed around the time that he went missing about his money troubles, and he had confided in her about his suicidal thoughts. Despite the deeming evidence, some people still believe that Kenny Veach was not actually a real person and this was just an elaborate hoax. Others believe that Kenny may have died of natural causes or taken his own life, and some people believe that there may have been some kind of paranormal involvement. But despite that fact, nothing of Kenny's has ever been found beside his cell phone, and the M-shaped cave has never been tracked down despite the large numbers of people that go out into the desert looking for both of them. And guys, that brings us to the end of this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to comment down below and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!